الله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the Lord of the worlds, we thank Him, we adore Him, we glorify His holy name. For His mercy and blessing on us, we seek for His mercy and blessing on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. His peace and blessing continue to be upon His household, His companions, and all the Muslims to the day of Qiyamah. Inshallah, our class continues today. Yesterday, we were talking about the trials of Prophet Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam. So we were able to trace his story from the beginning and at least to the point where Allah destroys people when they pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So from those stories we can itemize or identify the major trials and tests of Prophet Nuh. So one of them, like we mentioned yesterday, is that he has to take very long period of time in order to call people to the word to Tawheed, or to call people back to the path of Allah. So in the history of a prophetic mission, so since the time Allah has been sending prophet to mankind, there's no such record that a prophet spent up to 950 years among his people. It has never happened. So the only one and the first and the last one of the prophet that spent that length of time among his people is Prophet Nuh. So like Allah mentioned in Surah Al-Ankabut, Allah said, وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا إِلَىٰ قَوْمِهِ فَلَبِثَ فِيهِمْ أَلْفَ سَنَةٍ إِلَّا 50 عَامًا فَأَخَذَهُمُ الطُّوفَانُ وَهُمْ ظَالِمُونَ. So that we have sent Nuh to his people, فَلَبِثَ فِيهِمْ أَلْفَ سَنَةٍ إِلَّا 50 عَامًا. So he spent 950 years among them. So this length of time is a very great trial. Why does he need to spend that number of time? Number one, that was the first time people violated Tawheed. That was the first time people violated Tawheed. Before then, like we mentioned yesterday, that all the prophets that Allah sent before Prophet Nuh, they were Mubashirun. So the first time Allah will send Nazir was during the time of Prophet Nuh. Because that was the first time people deviated standardly from the path of Tawheed, Iman, Islam. People started to do Shirk. So because of that, so as to be an evidence against them, because there was no such precedence. What we are saying is that there was no such precedent that some people have ever committed shirk against Allah in the land. That was the first time. So it was necessary for them to be given very long period of time. So of course Allah knows they are not going to believe, but so that they will not have any excuse, and it has never happened in the history of mankind before their own time. So it became necessary for them to be given what? Very long period of time. So subsequent nations that are going to be coming, of course, their prophet is going to give them reference. But for Prophet Nuh, there was no reference that if you didn't listen, look at people of this, they didn't listen and they were destroyed. There was no such during the time of Prophet Nuh. But during the time of Prophet Hud and Salih, there is reference that if you don't heed the word of Allah, if you don't follow the word of Allah, look at the story of Prophet Nuh, see what happened to them. So that should be enough for us. Just like we also have precedents, we have lessons. So if that is not sufficient for you to listen, it means we never listen. If the proof that somebody misbehaved and he was punished is not sufficient for you to heed lesson, if the proof that somebody disobeyed Allah and he was destroyed, and you know it's a certainty, it's a yakin, it's not something that is false, and you still disbelieve, it means you will not believe. There was no time, it was not necessary for you to be given unnecessarily long time. So the Hikmat in giving people of Nuh very long time was that they will not have any excuse to say that it's because we were not given enough time to think, to reflect, to contemplate, to think about what was the problem. No, this is 950 years. You have no excuse at all. So, and all this time, all these 950 years, they did not listen to Prophet Nuh. They were very what? They were very adamant, very stubborn. So you see, when Allah sent messenger and prophet to messengers and prophets, so they always follow certain 4 patterns, and it is always the same in all the prophets of Allah. Number one is that they will be rejected, despite the length of time of Prophet Nuh, people of Prophet Nuh, that despite 1050 years, they consistently and constantly rejected him. Like we mentioned, the prophet of Allah, they know how to speak. They can present the message in the most beautiful way. Apart from them, nobody can speak better than them. So they will first be rejected. After rejection, they will subject them to social ridicule or delegitimize. They will make them not to be the legitimate member of the society. Then it will violence, we can follow it, especially verbal violence. This is always the case of all the prophets. Then the last one is makruh. There's no prophet or messenger of Allah that people have not machinated makruh against them. Even Prophet Noah, his case was not different. So here he spent 950 years, but despite that fact, they continue to reject him. So Allah says in that verse, Allah says, فَأَخَذَهُمُ الطُّوفَانُ وَهُمْ ظَالِمُونَ. So here, because of their disobedience, because of their zulm, Tufan encompassed them. They will get old. So it is very important to observe the word that is used here. Number one, Allah used the word akhadha. Akhadha means to grip or to hold something. And when it is old, actually it is used metaphorically to mean punishment. But the type of punishment Allah used the word akhadha for is the type of punishment that there is no possibility of escaping it. It's a form of punishment that it will encircle you. It will cover every direction. If you want to escape through the front, punishment. From back, no way. Left, no. Right, no. Up, down. Everywhere is what? Is punishment. So when Allah says, akhadhahum tufan, it means the punishment was what? Was all encompassing. There was no possibility of escaping. And that was the case of the son of Prophet Nuh when he was saying, I will go up the mountain. The father said, La asma al-yawm min amri rabbik. There's no what? There's no protection. You can never be safe. From what? From the command of your Lord. Why? Because it is an all-encompassing what? Punishment. Then look at it again. He said, Akhazahum what? Tufan. Then the use of what tufan, here we may interpret it to mean what? To mean flood. But the use of the word as significant. It was also used to describe the punishment of Fir'aun in Surah Al-A'raf. So the use of the word tufan here, it actually, you use the word tufan, it has the same origin, the same root as the word tawafa, yatufu, tawaf. And tawaf means to circumambulate, to go around something. In other words, the use of the word tufan, it implies that the type of punishment that they were subjected to, it encompassed them from all directions. Like Allah said, He made the gate of the heaven to open. And He also make the gate of what? Of the land to open. So water from heaven and water from the ground. And they meet, they intersect. So in other words, when Allah said tufan, it actually means the water was so massive. The water was so massive that it encompassed and it overwhelmed, it covered everything. There was no mountain on Earth's surface. There was no place that was high or that is still high at that time that was not covered by the water. So if everywhere is covered by the water, even a mountain, so you can imagine that how did their ship, how did this get saved? Because it was what? It was the command of Allah. It was, otherwise, such water will have even destroyed the what? The ark. But it is an instruction from Allah that this is the only what? This is the only safe place at that time. There's one other important question people used to ask that. How did the tufan, how did he reach the remaining part of the world? So the answer to that question is very simple. You know, sometimes the way we think, sometimes we limit our thinking to what is happening now. We forget that things evolve with time. The population of people in the world today was not the same thing last year. The area of land or expanse of land that is covered by human being this year, whether by structure or by any other thing, it's not the same thing that was covered last year. So we keep on expanding, isn't it? We cover more spaces than in there, isn't it? So now, if you go back in that direction for some thousands of years, do you think the place or the land that is covered by people or that is being lived by people will be the same thing as at that time and now? So, and the water that was meant to punish men was actually meant to punish those people of that nation. So that is the source, that's the origin of humanity, of course, like we said, when Adam came down, so between him and Noah was 10 century, so people would not have been multiplied that large. So Tufan was limited to their geographical location, and it was actually meant for them specifically. And of course, that was even where people concentrated at that time. That was where people were living. So it was meant for them, and it submerged them totally. Not only them, everything on Earth's surface was submerged. And there was nothing that was saved at that time except people in the what? People in the ship. Anything outside the ship was destroyed. That is the instruction of Allah. That is the permission from Allah. So here, Prophet Nuhu, he spent a very long period of time, like you have said, but he was still patient. He was patient. And we have just mentioned the reason why it was necessary for them to be given that length of time, that long period of time. And despite that fact, Prophet Nuhu was very, very patient. Because it was not easy for somebody to be rejecting your message, despite the fact that you are saying the truth, and you will still be persisting, you will still be continuing that message. It is not easy. It's actually require a great deal of patience. The second level of trial of Prophet Nuhu, especially with regard to the message he was given, was that despite the fact that he used different methods of inviting people to the path of Allah, they keep on rejecting him. Apart from the length of time, it keep on changing the method. Like he mentioned in Surah Nuh, he said, "Inni da'awtu qawmin laylan wa nahara." So if I call them in the night, I observe that maybe it is because I'm calling them it is night that is making them not to listen. I will change it. I will call them during the day. When I call them during the day, I think because of the lifestyle, maybe they were being engaged in some other thing, and that is preoccupying them or making them not to have attention. What's about in the night when they were resting at their house? What's about in the house when they have less activities? Let me call them at that time. So even that, فَلَمْ يَزِدْهُمْ دُعَائِي, but my call, both night and day, did not increase them in anything. Illa firara. You can imagine that you are inviting people to the truth, and you know what you are saying is the truth. So anytime those people you are calling see you, maybe you appear from anywhere, maybe you have to cross paths, they are coming, you are coming, immediately they see you, they will run away. You see, Kai Dama is coming again. Or they were in a gathering and you are coming, immediately they sight you from far, they say, Kai, look at him. All of them will disperse, they will run away. Or you want to visit their house, immediately they notice you are the one, they will lock their door. And if you are chance to meet them at all, that there is no way for them to escape, جَعَلُوا أَصَابِيَهُمْ فِي وَاسْتَغْشَوْا ثِيَابَهُمْ وَأَصَرُّوا وَاسْتَكْبَرُوا. So that is when you even have opportunity to even have communication with them. But otherwise, they always run away from you. Can you imagine that psychological condition? So imagine somebody avoiding you because of you telling the truth. But Prophet Nuh was not tired. And you did that for how many years? Can you do it for one day? Can you do it for 1 month? That you go to somewhere to do dawah, but immediately the people you want to give dawah, they see you, all of them run away. They see that man is coming. And if some of them you are able to meet them, at least in front of you, they will do like this. Or they will use their cloth to cover their head, so you don't even see them. And yet Prophet Nuh did not stop. He continued. That was a very serious situation. He says, Summa da'awtuhum jihara. I even shout, because, and that was similar to what happened during the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When Quran is being read, they will say, don't listen to this Quran. So they will use their hand and put their hand into their, they will thrust their finger into their hand. They will tell other people that do not listen to this Quran to mislead you. That was similar thing that happened during the time of Prophet Nuh. So immediately they see him coming, they will run away. And it was opportunity to see them, they will put their hand, or they will cover themselves. You know what Prophet Nuh will do at that time? He will be shouting that no matter what is in your ear, you will hear what I'm saying. He will raise his voice very loud, that even with that in your ear, you will still hear me. No, nothing deter him, nothing discourage him, nothing stop him. If it were to you and I, we will not wait for 2 years. We say, Allah, I beg, destroy these people. They are very stubborn. Can you imagine that level of stubbornness? And they continue like that for 950 years. He says, Summa inni a'lantu lahum wa asrartu lahum. So then later I will announce, I will make it known to them that this message I'm telling you, it is not my father's message. It is not my mother's message. It is not a family message. It's a divine message from Allah, and it's actually meant for your good. It is actually meant for your success. So this is the same message Allah has sent your forefather, that is Adam, Noah, Idris, Sheikh. So it is meant for your good. Then sometime he will even seek their audience. He will go and meet them and say, please, I have some talk to talk with you. I have something to discuss with you. Secretly, one-on-one communication. Maybe because some other people are disobeying. That's why, sometimes some people, their problem is because of what? Is because somebody has disbelieved, I will also disbelieve. So they follow the crowd. So we seek secret and one-on-one communication. Let me go to him and talk to him personally. They will still reject. They will still desist. And their reason is because what? They believe Noah is a human being. That's one of their claims. We'll soon come back to that. Because they actually give reason. For them not to believe, they give different reason. So this is another area where Prophet Noah was tested. That despite the fact that he used different methodology that are beautiful, they continue to reject him. They continue to what? To reject him. So apart from this, they started to what? To give reason that this is the reason why they cannot believe him. Number one, they say he's a man like them. They say, you are a woman being. And this is actually the same thing in every generation or every nation. Even Prophet Muhammad, they say the same thing. They say, why will Allah send you? You as a woman being. Mali hadha rasulu yakulu wa yamshi. How come? How can a messenger of Allah? So you mean Allah doesn't have angel he can send? If it is true, Allah will have sent an angel, not you. You are a woman being now. We know your father, we know your mother. So, a messenger of Allah should be a special woman being. Should be somebody that doesn't go to market. Should be somebody that doesn't hit. Should be somebody that doesn't have wife. Should be somebody that doesn't have children. Should be somebody that doesn't have family. Should be somebody special that is not even related to other women being. What did Allah tell them? Allah said, if it were to be angel living on this earth surface, comfortably, Allah said, I will have sent angel as the messenger to them. But the reason why I'm sending, if an angel is sent to you, the reason why I'm not, you see, when Allah is sending human being to you, is because Allah does not want to what? He does not want to punish you. If Allah sent angel to you as a messenger, it means your day of punishment has come. Because the angel, they cannot wait till the time prophets wait. They will give you direct instruction. You disobey, you collect. You disobey, you get punished. Unlike human being. Since they are human being like you, they will be patient. They will be patient. They will be patient for some time. But for angel, there's nothing like that. It's either you obey, you hear what they say, or you are destroyed with immediate effect. There are some of the angels of Allah, they don't even come down to the earth of it, except when they want to destroy. Prophet, what is it? What's the name of the angel? Anyway, so the angel of Allah, they are not sent to mankind because number one, like Allah mentioned, they are not the same kind. And they are not the same nature. If angel has to deliver message to us, of course they have to take human form. Because by their form, you cannot see them. They were created from light, and you cannot see them physically. If they have to talk to you, they have to take your own form. Even at that time, how will you differentiate that they are not human beings? How? If an angel to appear as an angel in his physical form, you can't see him. But if Allah make it possible for you, like He made it possible for us to see Jibril in his real form, if Allah make it possible for you to see him in his real form, you will not be able to sleep the second day. You won't be able to sleep. The first time Prophet Moses saw Jibril, he was very fearful. During hot day, he was feeling cold. The first time he saw Jibril. And when Jibril came, he came in the form of human being at that time. And the second time he saw him in the real form, in his real form, between the sky and the horizon, he was sitting on a throne in his real form with 600 wings. The Prophet was very, very fearful. He ran back home. He instructed his wife to cover him up. That was the Prophet of Allah. So they hardly appear in their reform. Prophet only saw Jibreel 2 times in his reform. Only 2 times. That was the first time. The second time, when he went to Isra wal Miraj. For other angels, Allah only instructed Jibreel to describe them to him. Because you cannot be seeing angels in their reform every day and you still remain human. Psychologically, you'll be disturbed. Because they don't have the same form as us. But for these people, one of their reasons is that how can a human being like us be delivering message to us? Who wants angel or a superior or a superwoman being? Or a supernatural woman being, somebody that is not ordinary human being. Of course, the prophet and messenger of Allah, wallahi, they are not ordinary human being. Of course, they were human being. Wallahi, they are not what? There's no human being you can compare to them. In terms of everything, they supersede, they overshadow everybody in everything. Are they ordinary human being? And everybody knows that. But the fact that they know the time and the place he was born, that would be one of the reasons why they did it. And sometimes it happens to us among ourselves. That maybe your brother, you have been living together, maybe they even born you together right from the beginning, you grow up. All of a sudden, Allah just decided to make him a da'i, somebody that will be giving dawah, and you are not. So if he's giving you dawah, you may be having that feeling. It's not the same you that will grow up. What are you telling me? What do you think you know? But I know you, we grow up together now. You grow up together is not an excuse. What you are supposed to ask is he saying the truth? Is the message from Allah? Is he talking from Quran and Hadith? That is all you need. Otherwise, what you are saying is not different from what people of Nuh said. What you are saying is not different from what the Quraysh told Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu. What you are saying is not different from what all the people of the messenger, what they told their messenger. They give the excuse that they are ordinary human beings and they cannot be listening to ordinary human beings. So they did not stop that. They did not stop at that. They called them different names. They called them different names. Sometimes they say he is a mad person. Even Prophet Musa was called that. Sometimes even Prophet Noah was called mad several times. So initially they were running away from him. Isn't it? Initially they run away, so later they cover up. So he reached a point that when he comes, they say, you are very mad. If you don't leave us, we are going to deal with you. Hey, you are a liar. Hey, you are mad. Be like say madness has entered your brain. All bad names you know. And of course, this is sunnah of Allah. It's a sunnah of Allah that even we, as mu'minun, so Allah said that your iman can never be confirmed until you hear all sorts of harmful and hurtful words from the word from the mushrikun, like Allah mentioned in Surah Al-Imran. Allah said, "La tughlawunna fi amwalikum wa fi wa la tasmahunna min alladhina utul kitaba min qablikum wa min alladhina ashraku adhan." You hear a lot of hurtful words. They will insult you. They will say, "This is a condition." Prophet Musa, this happened to him. You know, Prophet Musa, the way he was made is that he always covers everywhere, every part of his body. He doesn't want anybody to see any part. Even his head, he needs something to cover it when he dresses. So the Banu Israel, and just like every other person, you know, when you observe something and it's unusual, you will assume or you give reason for you from yourself, even when you don't know the reason. So they assume that maybe he has some diseases. Maybe he has some ailment he doesn't want people to see. That is why he always covers himself up. You know, even with sometimes we think like that. When you see something that you don't know or you don't see, instead of you to assume that only Allah knows the best, you started to give him answer from yourself when you don't even have evidence to do that. They were saying that Musa had disease, but Allah wanted to make it clear to them that Musa did not have any disease. So one day, Prophet Musa went to a river where he normally takes his bath, very far from people. So he removed his cloth and he put it on a rock, on a stone, and he started bathing. Immediately he started bathing, the stone started to move. You can see the power of Allah. A stone that doesn't have life, it moves off just like a vehicle. And when it will move, Banu Israel, they have a gathering, a sitting, where they normally gather. So it moved right in front of them. So Prophet Musa did not have any option except to follow that stone. Imagine if he did not follow it. It means he has to be walking naked everywhere because that is the only cloth he came with. But what Allah actually wants to do, Allah wants to show them that Musa did not have any sickness. And not that he did not have any sickness, he is the most beautiful among you. You see, Allah can do anything. He has power to do anything. Of course, if you look at it from human perspective, you may be thinking that for somebody to appear naked in front of people, especially when you are not willing to do so, it's actually a bad thing, isn't it? It's a bad thing, but for a reason from Allah. Like when Azeez ifki, when it happened, what did Allah tell the Prophet? Allah said, "La ta'sabuhu sharrun lakum bal huwa." So here, the stone moved right in front of what? In front of Banu Israel, and they saw him. They were all amazed and they were surprised at the beauty and the elegance of Prophet Musa. So Allah mentioned it at the end of Surah Al-Ahzab. Allah said, "Ya ayyuhallazina amanu." Even when the mu'minun, when they want to be saying bad thing, the mushrikun, but Allah warned the mu'minun that they should not do the same thing as the Banu Israel did. La takunu kallazina azaw Musa fabarahu Allah. So do not behave like the people that say bad thing about Musa. Then Allah cleans him. Allah exonerated him. Allah make them to know what they are saying is false. So even that is a trial to him. Imagine if Allah did not do that. That is how they will continue. They will not only continue, they will document it. It will become part of the history. And you and I, when we hear it, we may think it is true. Look at the story of Prophet Sulaiman. They say it's a what? It's a sahir. Allah said, وَاتَّبَعُوا مَا تَتْلُو الشَّيَاطِينُ عَلَى مُلْكِ سُلَيْمَانَ وَمَا كَفَرَ سُلَيْمَانُ وَلَكِنَّ الشَّيَاطِينَ كَفَرُوا يُعَلِّمُونَ النَّاسَ. So what happened that time, based on the incident and event that happened, so they make it to appear as if Prophet Sulaiman was the one that was doing sihr, and because of that they say it's a kafir. And wallahi, that story continued right from that time up to the time Allah sent Prophet Muhammad sallallahu. It was when Allah sent Prophet Muhammad sallallahu, Allah clarified the case that وَمَا كَفَرَ سُلَيْمَانُ وَلَكِنَّ شَيَاطِينَ كَفَرُوا. Sulaiman did not commit kufr. And that is why to some of the Al-Kitab today, if you ask them, to them Sulaiman is an infidel. Because that was the belief. That was what their book said. Imagine, and that is why any story, any history that is not from Quran and Hadith, you don't hold it as if you have received a wahy. Because you may be making a very great mistake. In fact, if it is a negative speech, it is always better to even avoid it. Look at the one we are saying now. If Quran did not come to say the truth about Sulaiman, because that is what is documented in their book, that is what all of them believe, we will have also believe the same thing, because we believe that is the truth that is coming. We were not there. We only read through the book. So even this they were saying about Musa, if not Quran clarify it and Allah make it to be what? The truth to be known, they will have, because that is how rumor travel very fast. And before you know it, it will become the truth. Everybody will be saying it as if it is the truth. لا تكونوا كالذين آذوا موسى فبرأه الله مما قالوا وكان عند الله وجيها. So you see what happened to Prophet Musa at that time. It is ridiculous. It seems something ridiculous, something demeaning, isn't it? You can imagine if you have to become stark naked in front of everybody in the town. Is that not shameful? That's not a shameful thing. Now, if that happened to Prophet Musa, since by our human standard, we assume that something shameful has happened to Prophet Musa, isn't it? But Allah said, no. In Kana in the law, what? Wajiha. He's a special human being to Allah. What happened to him is not a shameful thing. So just Allah want to use to clarify some matter. Kana in the law wajiha. So the word wajiha was used only 2 times in the Quran. For Prophet Musa and Prophet Isa. Why was it used for Prophet Isa? If somebody say you don't have father, is it not shameful? You are a bastard. Is it not shameful? Is it not something disgraceful to say, Kai, you don't have father, we don't even know your father here? Is that not shameful? So Allah have to tell them, even Prophet Isa, that fact does not mean it's not a shameful thing that happened to him. It was actually something that is greater and sublime, because an instruction directly from Allah. That's the way Allah intend to create him. So they said this about Prophet Musa. Allah clarified the matter, and they also said a similar thing to Prophet Nuh, and that has always been the case among all the prophets of Allah when Allah sent them. So apart from this, apart from the fact that they call him all different names, they insulted him, like we also heard about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu, all form of insult, all form of what? Abuse, all form of verbal violence were made against them. So apart from this, they also they threatened him with all form of what? All form of harm. So there was a time they said, we are going to stone you to death. We are going to stone you to death. And they were not joking. They mean it. It's not an empty threat. So the threat is that if you repeat that statement, if you say it again, if we hear it from your mouth again, we will stone you to death. That similar thing was recorded by Prophet Ibrahim. It was even his father that said it. That said, I will stone you to death. And it's not a joke. It's not a matter of joking. So Prophet Nuh was also threatened with such. So he was threatened with such that we are going to stone you to death. Then, after that, another form of trial that is always the case of all prophets is that the true challenge. The true challenge. You see, there's all part of our life is miracle. Everything about you. And when you see a prophet, when you see a messenger, their assistance, their human being, their being, wallah is a miracle. So now the true challenge, they require miracle, and they also challenging that if what you are saying is the truth, let the punishment come. We dare you. You have been threatening us that this is what this is. We want to see the punishment. Didn't people of Makkah, didn't they do the same thing? In Ghana, Azawalakum in Indica. They also said the same thing problem. If this thing you are saying, if it is true, want to know, as if they don't know the truth, as if they don't know what they are saying is the truth. Even Fir'aun did the similar thing. And like you have said, prophets, the way Allah created them in such a way that when they talk, you will naturally believe them if you don't have problem with your brain. There are some people, their personality, their being, their manner, so when they talk, you cannot just disbelieve them. They don't lie, they have not lied, they don't talk anyhow, they don't talk when it is not necessary, they don't violate anybody's right, they don't commit sin, you don't see them in filthy places, they are just so respectful, anything good you know is about them. So how can such a person talk and you still disbelieve him? Is it possible? Except you have a problem with your brain. So not only that, if you talk about anything you know that human beings have, they have it in a super way. They have it far more than human beings. Even this talk we are talking about, nobody can talk the way they talk. Nobody has their knowledge. You see, their knowledge, like it is mentioned that the levels of knowledge of prophets is 8. They have 8 level of knowledge. There are some of their knowledge that is personal for them, that they have no reason to share with anybody, except somebody has them. They may decide to share if they think it will benefit them, or they may decide not to share. So similar thing happened. There was one day somebody asked Prophet Muhammad about something. Prophet said, if not because you have asked me, I wouldn't have told you. So if Prophet will mention that statement, it means that is not meant for him. It is personal property. There was one day Prophet taught Muaz bin Jabal a statement. Muaz asked that, should I go and tell people? He said, no, don't tell them so that they will not relax. It's still part of them. And when Allah is teaching prophets, when Allah is teaching them knowledge, their knowledge is not like you. We will learn from experience. We learn from experience and changes, isn't it? But they see the thing directly. Allah showed them directly. Allah showed them exactly what is going to happen. What has happened, what is happening, and some of the things that will happen in the future. Allah showed them, like Allah showed Prophet Muhammad many things. When he came back from Isra wal Miraj, when he prayed Subi with the people in Makkah, so when the Mushrikun they heard that he said he has gone to heaven and come at the same night, they say, Muhammad, we have been hearing many lies from you. So even this lie again, you mean all the way from here to heaven? It's too much now. So now they now challenge him. One of the challenges that he claimed that he has gone to Baitul Maqdis. Describe the Masjid of Baitul Maqdis for us. Of course, he will have created image of the Masjid and describe it to them, isn't it? But Allah command Jibril to raise the mosque up, and Prophet can see it and describe it the way it is. He saw the Masjid while he was describing it. Not that we'll be thinking that it is like this or it is like that. And that is the nature of knowledge. And of course it has to be like that. Because it is not expected for their knowledge to have doubts. You see, something that you don't have 100% yakin about, even if it is 99.9, you still have element of doubt.
But for their own knowledge, it shouldn't have any form of doubt. It should be 100% perfect. So they have to see live and direct. So how can you compare those people with ordinary human beings? That you cannot beat yourself that what I'm saying is 100% correct. So despite all these quality and characteristics that Allah give them, some people still disbelieve them. And they did not stop at that. They will challenge them. So sometimes they will challenge that they should produce miracle. They want to see miracle. So they challenge Hud, they challenge Salih, and look at what happened to them. Because anytime you ask for miracle, anytime you ask Allah, you see, Allah knows what the best thing for us to believe. He knows what is the best. If we need miracle, we don't need to ask Allah. Allah will give us the miracle. The Banu Israel, they asked Prophet Isa that we want Allah to descend table from heaven. They want Allah, not only table, that table you should have food, full of table, you should bring it down. And not that we will be in our room and you come and tell us that the table has come down. No, we will be here, every one of us will be outside. And we will see the table coming right away from heaven, we will see that it is coming. And we will see it dropping down. That's the only time we believe. What did Allah tell them? Allah said, Allah said, I am going to do that. But with a warning. What is the warning? Anybody that disbelieves after I have done it again, I'm going to give that such a person a punishment. I have never punished anybody with that punishment in the world. The meaning is that you don't ask for miracle. Because if you ask for it, it means that is the condition for you to what? To believe. Now, after I have given you what you requested, you still disbelieve? No, it means you are going to be punished. So they challenge their prophet that they want to see miracle. And sometimes they will say that the punishment that you are threatening us with, we want to see it. People of Solid, they challenge him. So then Allah make them to have miracle, and the miracle become problem for them. So the only well water they have, so they have to share it with the what? With the camel every day. So they challenge Prophet Nuhu also. They said they want to see the punishment he has been warning them of. Of course, you have been saying that you are in Nadir, you are come with Nadaro, that there is going to be punishment, there is going to be this, there is going to be that, either here in this or on the hereafter. We want to see it. And you see, Allah is not incapable. Allah is not deficient. Allah is not ignorant. Allah is sufficient. Allah is capable. Allah is sublime. Allah has everything. So how can you challenge Allah and you not see the result? That's not possible. So when they challenge Allah, then the result comes. So the only thing when the result will stop is that before the punishment starts, you see, the punishment will not start of a sudden. There are always introduction to the punishment. There's always introduction to what? Punishment. So the punishment, when the sign of the punishment it comes, and when you see the sign and you withdraw or you believe, Allah can still forgive you. Because Allah does not intend to punish you in the first place. What Allah got to do with your punishment? Allah said, I'm not interested in your punishment. I only want you, and if you have offended me, I punish you. Is it because your sin affects me in any way? Is it because it affects my mulk? Is it because it affects my authority or my position? Your sin does not go beyond this planet. In effect, it does not even reach some places in the atmosphere. Let's alone the first heaven, second heaven. And Allah is far from us. But His knowledge is everywhere. So now if Allah is punishing us for what we have done, it means it's out of justice, pure justice of Allah. And it means it's because of you yourself again. So He was challenged that they want to see the punishment. Just like people of UDUS, they also challenge their prophet that they want to see the punishment. So when Allah showed them the sign of the punishment, what happened to them? All of them believed. All of them surrendered. And when they surrendered, Allah lifted the punishment. The punishment did not come. So for people of Prophet Nuhu, they said they want to see the punishment. And when Nuhu was very patient, he did not actually ask Allah to descend or to remove or to bring any miracle. He still continued with his message, with his da'wah. So when it reached a point, they attempted to kill him. They made effort to kill him. So when that happened, so Allah asked him, before then, Allah have told him that nobody among his people is going to believe again, except these ones who have believed. Then Allah asked him to stop. So since their problem was what? Their problem is the truth they are hearing. So anytime you say that Allah said, they have problem. But when you keep quiet, they don't have problem. So say that is the problem. Allah said, no, stop. Then the next thing you are going to do is to what? Is to construct the ark, the ship. And whenever they pass through or they pass by Prophet Nuhu while he was constructing the ark, they will still be mocking him. They will still be mocking him. They will still be making jest of him. Then he told them that if you mock us here today, we are going to mock you back tomorrow. And that is another general principle. If you think you know how to mock, you know how to insult, wallahi, you are actually keeping that mock in your account. Wallahi, they will come back to you. If not here, on the day of Qiyamah. Because that was what Prophet Nuhu was telling his people. When he's standing, constructing it there, they will still mock him that, you don't become a carpenter. You don't become a ship maker. You have stopped your dawah. What has happened? They will mock him. What did Nuhu told them? He said, if you are mocking him or you are mocking us here today, we are going to mock you. What is the meaning of that? Because that is the scale of justice. Whatever you do, it will be done back to you. Come on to you. So whatever you done to people, it will be done back what? To you. And if everybody understands that statement, if everybody understands that fact, evil and injustice and violation of right will be reduced. Because if you know that what I have done to somebody will be done back to me, if not you as a person, it will be done back to your generation, everything that will come from you. And you know one dangerous part of this? If you commit a sin and your children have to be punished for that sin, so each time they are being punished, you will be punished double because you are the cause of their punishment. Is that not dangerous in the first place? It's very, very dangerous. So they attempted to kill Nuhu. Allah told him that these people are not going to believe again. Then Allah asked him to what to construct ark. So even with that, they still mock him. With all this time, all these efforts, Prophet Nuhu did not respond to them. He never responded to them. He was very patient. Allah blessed him with what? With great patience. So even when he prayed to Allah that these people should be destroyed, it was after Allah instructed him that nobody among them will what? We believe. That was when he now prayed to Allah. La tadhar ala al-ardi min al-what? Do not leave any one of them living. Because if you leave them, they will what? They will mislead others who have believed. They will mislead them. And that is another natural truth. That's another universal truth. That you don't keep truth and falsehood together. Except when that truth has ability to what? To change the falsehood. If you do, the truth will be affected. And sometimes it may become part of the falsehood. You don't keep righteous person with unrighteous person together, except if that righteous person has ability to change the what? If he doesn't have ability to change, then you don't do that. Except you want to corrupt the other person. So even when you started to do dawah, and you see sign that these people are not going to believe again, so you either withdraw from them or they withdraw from you. Allah told Prophet Musa about people of about the munafiqun. Allah said, "Inna lazina kafaru sawa'un alayhim ahanzartahum." The Prophet is Bashirun Nazir, isn't it? But here Quran is saying, "Ahanzartahum lam tunzirhum la yu'minu." So is it no more in Nazir? Why is Quran say whether you give in Nazar or not, they will not believe? The meaning is that just like people of Nuh, no matter no amount of warning you give them, they know the truth. And they are not ready to yield. They are not actually prepared for it. So people who know the truth, or who have seen the truth, or who have heard the truth, you gave somebody enough evidence. You gave him, this is what the Quran said, this is what I did say, this is what Prophet said, and he heard it, and he understood it. He still said, no, I will not agree. Do you still continue to talk with that person? Do you still continue to engage that person in discussion? Except you say, you don't know what you are doing. Except if the person has superior evidence, that can what? That can overshadow the one you are giving. That okay, I have an evidence that goes contrary to what you are saying. And then we can listen, we can hear what you are. But you don't have any evidence. And I say you Allah said, Prophet said, I said no, I will not agree. Who are you? You will not listen to Allah, you will not listen to Prophet. Then who are you going to listen to? It means Shaitan is already your teacher. So do you still keep company of somebody who Satan is his teacher? No, you don't. This is because if what Prophet Nuhu did, of course, it would have been better if you have maximum patience. If you leave the punishment for Allah to decide or to choose. Of course, if what he did was not acceptable, Allah would not have granted it. It is acceptable, but it is preferable that he kept quiet. Because on the day of Qiyamah, when we were going through all the prophets of Allah, that they should come and intercede with Allah on our behalf, so that Allah will initiate judgment. When we get to Nuh, that will be his excuse, that I'm not qualified. That will be his excuse. Even though it was granted, it was allowed, but to be patient is still what preferable. That you are still, because whether you talk or you don't talk, whether you ask Allah to destroy them or you don't ask Allah to destroy them, everything has specific time. Everything, not even human being, anything that is happening, it has a beginning and it must have an end. It may be long, but it will surely have an end. So you be patient for Allah and let the end come, because Allah has said it, that everything has beginning and everything that has beginning has what? It has an end. So why can't you wait for the hand of Allah? Why will you choose that I want it to end now? And that is part of the patience. That since Allah said everything has begin and end, so let me wait for the time it will end. So and the hand of Allah will be the best. So but when this is said, then Allah granted his prayer. And they were punished in the way nobody has ever been punished. They were punished with tufan, like we have said. It's a form of punishment that is made from water, and they cannot just control it. Everywhere in their town, in their community then, was covered with water. And everything was submerged. It was from all directions, and there is no way, there was no possibility of escaping that time. So, and that was the end, and that was the result. And this is how Allah please his servant or his messenger after they are patient. That is, if you have been subjected to injustice, or if you have been subjected to some violation of your rights sometime. So if at all you can be patient, Allah will show you what will please you from those who are violating your rights with time. But if you are not patient, if you take judgment into your hand, then you will lose that right. You will lose it. Like we mentioned one day, like Prophet was sitting and somebody came and was started insulting Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr was silent, then Prophet was smiling. Then when Abu Bakr started talking, Prophet stood up and left the place. Abu Bakr he wondered what happened. Prophet told him that when you kept quiet, there was an angel who has been assigned to respond on your behalf. Allah has assigned. In other words, when somebody harm you, somebody insults you, somebody violates your life, and you are patient, Allah do justice, and everything belongs to Him. Everything belongs to Allah, and He's absolutely just. He will not allow injustice in any way. He won't allow it. If you understand that fact, then be patient, and you see the result. The result will surely come. And between the prayer of human being and prayer of angel, which one is sure to be answered? Which one? So which means that man is even insulting you unjustly in the first place. But this is an angel that is responding to him justly. Wallahi, that prayer will be answered with immediate effect. Is that not sufficient for me? So I will be silent, I will leave you alone. And you will see the result later. Then Allah will make me to see that result in you. Then you'll be pleased. With time. That was exactly what happened to Prophet Nuh and his people. So they were destroyed and they were eliminated from the earth's surface. And there's one great lesson from there. One very great lesson. The great lesson from there is that the purpose of our existence is Tawheed. The purpose or the reason why there is peace or where there is tranquility anywhere, anytime is what is Tawheed. Anytime, anywhere people violate that Tawheed, it means you don't deserve to live again. Allah said, I have created you to worship me. But you say, no, you don't worship Allah. Who created you? Does He have right to remove you or not? He has right. So if He will say, since you are not worshiping me, go away, leave my heart surface. Isn't it? But Allah will still give you respite. He give you enough time. Inna Allah la yumli dhal. He will allow you to live for a long time so that you don't have any excuse. So if in the end you did not listen, then you'll be finally eliminated in the way Allah chose to eliminate you. So the meaning is that the reason why they were removed from the hands of it, they were eliminated, is because they persist in their kufr, in their disbelief, in their violation of Tawheed. So anytime, anywhere people continue to violate Tawheed, wallahi, the consequence is always like that. That's one of the great lessons. So any society, any community, any place where you see violence, especially at a very large scale, wallahi, thumma billahi, there is violation of Tawheed in that community. There's violation of Tawheed in that environment. You may not know it, you may not realize it, you may not know in which way, in which manner, but it is there and it has been existing for some time. So when the time for the Tawheed, it's just like natural science, that what makes this world to be stable, to be at a state of equilibrium is Tawheed. So when you violate the Tawheed, everything will be in a state of disequilibrium. It will be unbalanced, it will be unstable. If you want to stabilize it, if you want it to return back to a state of equilibrium, you have to go back to Tawheed. Otherwise, the disequilibrium, the instability will continue until when everything will become destabilized. And that's our case in the country today. So which means our problem is actually from ourselves. It's from our iman, our Tawheed, our deen. If only we can correct that area, wallahi Allah will correct the remaining sin. Allah is the one. Kulillahumma malik al-what? It's Allah that controls, it's Allah that gives kingship, it's Allah that gives rulership. Anybody that is your master, that is your king, that is ruling you, wallahi, it is Allah that places in there. Allahumma malik al-mulk, tu'til mulka, wa tanzul mulka. So he give it to whoever he wish and he take it away. So you are the one that votes, isn't it? You are the one that elect, isn't it? May Allah say you are not the one, I'm the one, I only use you as was. That is the person I want to be there at that time. So if you think, okay, this person is making us to pass through hell, or it's making us to have a very unpleasant experience, and let's say you are not even the one that is placing there in the first place. So, okay, go and remove it, you want to remove it. If Allah doesn't want to remove it, remove it. But if Allah intends to remove and it's removed, Allah may even place somebody who is even worse than that. Is that not the case? Is that not so? That is so. And when it happens, what is going to be the way out? We'll still be thinking, have we not been saying the same thing for several years? Have we not been saying the same thing? That the government is bad, this government is bad, we are going to change it, we are doing the change. For how many years have we been saying this? Can't we think? Anybody that has sense, we know that something, if you apply one method, it doesn't work, it means you have to change the method. But if you continue to use the same method and the problem continues to get worse, is it not getting worse? So I watched one clip, I think about maybe something happened maybe about 20 or 30 years in Nigeria. So that time they were selling some things, some food stuff, maybe some kobos, maybe 5 kobo. I mean, I can't remember. At that time, people were saying everything is very expensive because I was wondering. So they were saying, in this government, everything is very expensive, everything is very cost. Kobo, naira. Can you compare that with this? People? So, which means it is getting worse. I to continue like that, except we change and we change the course, and the course is what? It's our relation with Allah, our Tawheed, our Iman. That is the cause of stability, and that's the cause of instability. If it's violated, there will be no stability, there will be no equilibrium, there will be no peace. May Allah give us peace, may Allah give us stability, may Allah rectify us, may Allah make our condition to be better. We stop on this note, inshallah, we'll continue next week. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Inshallah, la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to serve our stuff of our money. So if anyone asks questions, we can answer. Question. So, no, I appreciate it. So when you're talking about the issue of work with people, so assuming someone do anything that so do you mean I should just keep quiet? I'll just leave.
When I didn't say harm, I said he was insulting. He was insulting and he kept quiet.
So I will just leave it.
So if somebody harm you, you understand, you have all rights to revenge. But if you are patient for Allah, you will get more reward. You understand? If you see, you have to decide, there are two situations. Somebody want to harm you, he attempt to what? Attempt to, not, but he wanted to harm you. Then you have all rights to defend yourself. You are not expected to give yourself out for harm. Okay, come and harm me, I'll be patient. No. You don't do that. You will defend yourself. And your defense may be either to attempt to harm the person back, or to hurt him so that we leave you, or to run away, whatever method you think is best in that situation, isn't it? So if in that process the person gets hurt or harm on one way, you'll be rewarded because you are doing something that is legitimate. He's the one that wants to do something illegitimate. I hope you understand. But let us know he has finally harmed you, but his intention is not to kill you or to injure you. You understand? So you can choose to be patient. But if the person intend to kill you and you can see, you have right to protect your life. So you can do whatever you like or within your ability to retaliate, so that your life will not be lost like that. So if he dies, he will die as a kafir, and if you die in that place, you die as what? As a shaheed. I hope you understand. But if it is insult, if depending on situation and circumstances, the best situation, the best thing is to what? To be silent and patient. But if you think this situation, the best thing is to reply this person, or the best thing is to talk, so that maybe the person will learn some lesson. I hope you understand. So you are not revenging, or you are not retaliating just because you want to retaliate. But you think it may benefit the person, or it may make him to become a better person or to change. Then you can do in that situation. I don't know whether you understand. Of course, we are required to forgive and forget, isn't it? But there are some situations you may just have not to. Not because you don't want or you cannot, but you think to do opposite is better in that situation. I don't know whether you understand that point. Like if somebody is a criminal and is taking the opportunity or the fact that you are patient or you will not talk, he is taking the opportunity to insult you or to harm you. He will not even do anything. Let me go and do it to him. He will not even talk. Let me go and do it to him. So which means he's taking down your silence, isn't it? Then you have to know that it's not that I cannot talk. It's not that I cannot act. I'm just patient. But now that I've seen that you are taking that for granted, then I will react. Hope you understand. So what you have done is not that you are not patient, but you are trying to correct that person or to put some message into his brain. Is that taking? Yes.
So, in absence of questions, we go to the inshallah to next week. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.